Thank you. Thank you. I can't believe that I'm here. And DLD, a lot of intellectual people. I want to be when I was young, but I can't. But today I am in the room with all of you. I am so proud and great. Thank to you all to come and listen to me. So, my work, because of my life, because who can understand better than us, as a survivor, as a victim? To be a victim, it's not just like my life. When I saw Deborah upstairs about the baby born in the, I don't know how to say, in the mother. All the baby, we have no choice to choose who we can be. We have no choice. Like me, like all the kids, 7,000 girls that we have been saved in Cambodia. We have no choice. We have been in the tummy, we call it tummy of the mother. We've been born. We don't know what is the bad luck and good luck mean. But in our country, if we have been born without the mother, or the parents have been sold and raped, it is our bad luck. So for me, soul in the brothel is not make me so pain. What is make me pain is I've been born without no parents, no mother, not love. And then I probably have been abused and sold in the brothel, and then the people just reject me. And I look at all the people, especially I look at the women, because I want to have a mother. No woman asks me the questions. That is a big pain here. So I need you to help me later. I want to be here, and I want my girl to be here. So it happens a lot of the kids, a lot of the children. And my life in the brothel, I never have idea to escape from the brothel. But why I have to escape from the brothel? Who take care of me? Who listen to me? Where is human right? Where is the people? No one. So the day that my friend had been killed next me, that's the day that I have been escaped from the brothel. I get a chance. Because in my country, for me, no one can marry me. I have my husband, he married me. He's crazy, but he's a great man. When he married me, I don't know what is love means. So I tell him I don't love him. He told me we will work together. It's never worked. I give him suffering. We was in front 1 year. We go back to Cambodia. I cannot close my eyes. When I close my eye, I just see 20, 30 glands on my body and smelling bad. So I tell my husband I have to go back. I'm sick, really sick. So to helping myself, I just have one way, helping the girl. Otherwise, I have the center, I have a lot of kids with me. In Cambodia right now, we have more than 7,000 girls that we haven't saved, just in Cambodia. We have also in Laos, in Vietnam. But our work is not just me. I'm lucky to meet all of you. I'm lucky to meet Billy Wimo, who the director of the foundation here, because I was working lonely more than 10 years. I was in Germany, I remember in 2006 or 5. But no one helped me. I just have my voice. The people look at me, but no one come to me. In 2007, when I have received Glamour Award in the United States, I meet Bill, I meet two young guys. Today, 2008 to 2010, our girl in the center, we can eat, we can feed, they can go to school. And these years, we have one girl going to law school. And then next year, we have 5, 7. So up and up, we have more and more girls. You know why? Because all of you help me. I'm not a hero. I'm the way to helping myself. I don't know how to survive without them. I don't know. I just want to share with them. So I tell you, I have no education. If I say something wrong, correct me. But from the field work, I need one thing from all of you. Today you hear me, you hear Zina, you hear a lot of things. You cannot say that you don't know it, this problem happens. If you can help, try to talk with your friend, stop. Stop to abuse the kids, stop to abuse the children. Because one abuse, you kill our life. We cannot survive with the suffering. It's like I have a lot of baby. We don't have the picture. I have a lot of the baby who tell me one of them, she's have been so 3 years old in the brothel. Today she's 7 years old and she have to die. And she said, Mommy, can you tell all of the men around the world? Few minutes of their pleasure, they kill myself. It's not just killing, but also killing our mind too. So try to talk, try to stop it. We just want the world with dignity. We don't want to hate men because we know that a lot of good men around the world. Just help us on that. And secondly, I saw here a lot of technology and economic. So the solution is, it's easy. A lot of people, when they read my book, they go to Cambodia, they say, Somali, we save a lot of girls, we save the girl. I tell them, save the girl is easy. You go and you take 5 minutes to save them. After 5 minutes, what you going to do with them? It's like the baby born. After born, what you going to do with the baby? You let us alone. Our mother let us alone. We was in the street. Who bring us here today? Because of our mother. So, we just try helping. So by all of you, Untitled, I know that you can help me. You can help to stop trafficking. You can help to end it. I know how to fight. I can save many girls. But if you don't have law enforcement, many come to the brothel. So even today, we start talking a lot in UN and everywhere, but we need more commitments. We need more reacting. Talking is great. One day, close your eye in Cambodia, each day, how many kids have been killed and died. And how many, we have also some foreigners who working in our country. They work very hard. And I have embraced to all the foreigners who working there, try to help us, to help our country. So you can help them. So 5 minutes to save them, 5 years, 10 years to recover them. We are dead inside, it's not outside. It's like you have the scar. You have the scar in your skin, you can go and operate it. But our scar inside. So just by, I think I go into yoga and meditations, helping the girl. And building love, building trust, building confidence. That we can hear. But even here, I'm not real here. Otherwise, I need more and more. So, save the girl is great, but after saving them, we have to create the business sustainable. So, if we have sustainable business, girl can say no to the parents, can say no to her husband who sold her, try to sell her. So for me, the solution is economically, we have to give them give them opportunity to sustainable that. Secondly, we have to work on law enforcement. And then thirdly, political, UN, partnership. You are more idea than me, so please help me. And I believe on you, and just give me 5 to 10 years that I have my girl. I have heart, they have brain, they go to school. I believe on education. So thank you, and thank you for your patience, and thanks.
Thank you, Somaly. Thank you very much for these touching words. Actually, it's true. You need now economic ideas, you need microfinance and everything that gives a future to the wonderful things you're doing, saving the girls, but then what's the next step? So everybody here in the room, if you have ideas, please contact Bill Livermore, who's the president of Somaly Mam Foundation. Stand up, Bill, so people see you. He's a great guy too, really very helpful. And I think it's very important to stress that trafficking is not at all a problem that stops in Asia. According to UNICEF, 2 million children are subject to prostitution worldwide, and at least 100,000 of them are exploited in the USA. And in the EU, approximately 120,000 girls and women are displaced to Western Europe and forced into prostitution. So it's not only in Cambodia, it's not only in Asia, but it's happening right here every day. I'm happy that Stefanie zu Guttenberg is also with us today to talk about a different aspect of child exploitation. Stefanie zu Guttenberg has been committed to struggle against child molestation and child pornography on the net for several years. As such, she is the president of the organization Innocence in Danger and has written a book, actually a bestseller, a very well-written book called Schaut nicht weg, in English, Don't Look Away. She's now going to inform us about the dangers of the so-called online grooming. This term conceals something extremely disgusting. It's the attempt of adults to approach children online. She provoked a lot of attention and triggered a debate when doing the show Tatort Internet, which means crime scene internet. It was, because in Germany we have a huge discussion going on. On one side, what Stefanie is wanting to protect the victims, but in Germany it seems that we mostly intend to protect the perpetrators. And Stefanie, I believe you brought somebody in that started in the morning to do such an online chat so that we could follow it real time, but for very good reason you had him do blurring the name, the chat name, so you won't get problems again that people say, oh, you're, putting the perpetrators up front, it's, privacy concerns and so on. So I'm very happy that you are here and going to talk to us. Stefanie zu Guttenberg.
Thank you, Maria. Thank you very much. I think it's fantastic that you came up with this kind of panel, which is very different to the main topic of the whole meeting and the convention here. But it is as important as it shows one of the very major negative aspects of internet and all its new possibilities. So, ladies and gentlemen, dear members of the internet community, as a president of Innocence in Danger, which is an international movement against sexual child abuse with a special focus on media, new media and the internet. It was founded in 1999 in Paris by Homer Sillier, who also Somaly Mam knows very well. Innocence in Danger today has offices in France, Switzerland, United States, Morocco, Colombia and Germany. The German section took up its work in 2003. Since then, we've been fighting and having hard times in various fields in forums against sexual exploitation of children. And as you are all here today to talk about and learn and discuss about the different positive aspects in internet and new media, I see it probably as my duty to inform you what it means when we are talking about online victims. There are three groups we have to distinguish when we're talking about online victims. The first group are victims who have been, who are still being abused within their social surroundings and whose abusive images are being distributed by means of digital media. When I'm talking about abusive images, I also take into account movies. It's not only pictures, it's also movies. So here we come with child pornography again, so in film form, not only in picture form. The second group is Groomed Online, which I'm going to show you here later in a little example. And abused offline means they search internet, they search contact over the internet, they meet. Normally, the perpetrator builds up a relationship, gets either a lot of attention, which young children, adolescent children, or even younger ones like in that special moment. They know exactly how to manipulate young children, and they know exactly what to say in order to get them listening and to even probably fall in love with them. The third group are victims, and this is very new, and this is something we have to take very, very serious. They are groomed online and they are abused online. Giving you an example means they have contact within a chat, and they establish a sort of relationship. The perpetrator probably tells he's, 25 years old, and sends a picture of him looking really good. In real life, this is not true. In real life, he's probably 54 and looks rather ugly. And they establish this relationship. And what happens then is either he starts with pressure and telling him, so please now undress or masturbate in front of webcams. And you cannot believe how many young people, also in our country, in Germany, but worldwide, are trapped into these cases. And they feel ashamed, and they don't know how to tell their parents because they've been communicating with this so-called guy on the other side since probably a few weeks. So it's very, very hard for them to get in contact or to seek or search help. Let me tell you a little bit about the number of abusive images around. It is very, very difficult to get a hard figure of abusive images spread. But to give you an example, there was one database in the US, and they had, in 1989, they had an account of 100,000 pictures of child sexual abuse. In 2009, they rose up onto 23 million pictures. And this is one database we are talking about. So you can see how this developed in those past years, and it developed really, really fast. And to be honest, even by deleting these sites, we can never be sure what material will actually re-enter the net, or even into peer-to-peer networks where child sexual images are used as a currency. It's not, they changed. In some networks, you only come in if you supply 15,000 pictures, abusive pictures of children, and then they keep changing, so it's a currency also. And of course, we never know who is hosting what on their computers, who's copying on what in their computers and to friends. So the control over those images is very, very difficult. We have, these are material you can see, we blurred it. This is research material from crime scene internet. This is what perpetrators sent children. We went online saying that we were children. Sometimes boys, sometimes girls. It doesn't make it really better. And yes, and this is what they send regularly, in a regular basis. And this is only the first step. So this is probably to show you what we're actually talking about. This is reality. We went online this morning, as Maria said, and we had to do that. We wanted to do it live with you here because it actually happens within 2 to 5 minutes that you get a lot of people being very interested in meeting you and having sex with a probably 12-year-old boy or girl or 11. And this, because of the personal rights, was not possible, so we blurred the name, and we're going to show you some of the content about that chat. We went online this morning, and within 5 minutes, we had 8 people wanting to meet Julia from Munich, 12 years old, 8. And we took out one, which is very explicit. Unfortunately, this is in German, because it's the meeting and the chats and where they want to meet is very local. So it does not make sense to go in international chat rooms, because there the possibility of meeting is rather rare. So this is unfortunately being in German. For those who understand German, we're going to look it up. This happened this morning. This guy is a real estate agent. He's 44 years old. And Julia is 13. And it's probably just important for you to see what he actually says. This happens immediately. That's the second page. So you can see how explicit it gets within the first seconds. So for those who don't understand, ist dir Alter egal? Or do you care about age? And then she says, well, if you're nice, that's fine. It doesn't really matter how old you are. And then down there, did you ever have sex? And she says, no. And you? And then he says, okay, I'm 44. He doesn't even pretend to be something else he is, you know. And then he even asks, kennst du Mädels, die Sex wollen? Do you know other girls who want sex? I mean, this guy is 44 years old. And this is something which happens or could happen to all of our children. Even if you think that they're protected sitting at home in front of the internet, in front of their computers, this is what happens or might happen in the internet when they're around chatting, and it goes really, really fast. Those people around there are just waiting for getting in contact with those children or young adolescents. Ja. Hier, würde gerne mal mit ein oder zwei Mädels in deinem Alter Sex haben, so I'd love to have sex with 1 or 2 girls in your age, or 3 of them. So actually, this was just to show you what we are talking about. This is a basis, this is one aspect of the whole complex theme. And also, human trafficking comes into that because girls in other countries are ordered online. And this is what, through the internet, became possible. And they're ordered, or those who are forced into prostitution, they are producing pornographic films, child pornographic films, which are even also sold. It's not only used as a currency, it's also sold. And you all are members of the internet community. You're making your business and you're earning, hopefully, lots of money with it. And you also know that there is a lot of criminal energy around. So please, be committed. Help us and the victims on that global problem. And please, let the good ones stand together in this horrible fight against sexual abuse of children worldwide. Thank you very much.
Stephanie, thank you very much for this impressive demonstration of the tremendous dangers hidden in the use of the internet by our kids when we're not around. Now I'm very happy to introduce to you a senior police officer of the German Criminal Investigation Department to talk to us about the possibilities of law enforcement against sex offenders in the internet and child trafficking. In this context, it's important to mention that there's a loophole in German law that handicaps the investigations quite significantly. The coalition partner FDP, I don't want to get in any kind political, but I think it's worthwhile mentioning. The coalition partner FDP of the new German government has deactivated any kind of data storage or blockade of certain content, and this makes it tremendously more difficult for the police to track those people, those perpetrators. And I'm very happy that Mr. Mutschke is here from Bundeskriminalamt and is going to tell us about the reality, how their work goes and how it's still possible to find at least a little percentage of these persons. Welcome, Mr. Mutschke, on stage, please.
Okay. Thank you very much. Yes, I would like, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. I would like to explore a little bit on the law enforcement perspective, 2 aspects. Firstly, the abuse of children by tourists in foreign countries, considered as sex tourism. Secondly, child porn, sexual exploitation of children, and the internet. Some tourists travel for sexual purposes in countries where labor is cheap and chances are low to be prosecuted if a child is sexually exploited. These are mainly the Caribbean, South America, Africa, and in particular, Southeast Asia. The BKA is assisting foreign police agencies for years with training and technical support. We had officers from the Royal Thai Police at our headquarters so that they could see how we conduct investigation. We spent money for technical support, and we organized high-level meetings with police manager from that region in order to exchange best practices. All those initiatives were also focusing on sex tourism and child exploitation. In order to get all necessary information directly and quickly from our foreign partners, BKA liaison officers work in 50 different countries. For example, also in Bangkok, with responsibilities for Cambodia and Vietnam as well. So BKA is involved in all exploitation cases as far as German citizens are concerned. If the case is not prosecuted in a foreign country, we can indict the perpetrator in German courts. Two brief examples from the region. A 50-year-old German traveled very often to Cambodia to meet children for sexual purposes. He was already back to Germany when we learned about the case. We managed to identify with the local authorities some of his victims. He was then arrested, and 14 Cambodian witnesses testified in German court. The perpetrator, HIV positive, was sentenced to 6.5 years in prison, including preventive detention afterwards. Another 64-year-old German citizen was arrested when returning back from Thailand because Royal Thai Police believed he sexually exploited children in his flat in Pattaya. While we found no evidence in Germany, the colleagues in Pattaya got a lot of evidence, which had been introduced into the German court case. He had produced sex videos showing him and girls aged 12 and younger. Very often, the pedophiles are posting these kinds of pictures and videos as a kind of a trophy in the internet. We have to keep in mind that child porn images are always a documentation of the real sexual abuse of a child, and we are looking at a real victim who got hurt, serious injuries regarding his body and soul. And maybe the child is still in danger. This is the reason to have quickly identified the victim and the perpetrator on the image. Since 1998, the BKA cyber cops are patrolling the internet. They are especially trained in identifying child porn and pedophiles. The pictures are compared with the national and international databases in order to see if they are already known and part of any investigation. If not, they search for details regarding visual, audio, and technical information in order to determine if there might be links to Germany. This would be the crime scene, the victim, or the perpetrator. To demonstrate you a real brief example from the region, it's called Operation Weikal in Germany. The BKA cyber cops identified a new set of child porn in 2004. And as you can see here on the picture, the perpetrator pixeled his face in a way that you cannot use it for any kind of a search. But the BKA managed to repixel his face. And you can see here, this is really a good picture to go for a search which we did through Interpol. This is the Interpol warrant for the guy. But not only with Interpol we searched for him, we also did it in Germany and nearly whole wide, and I think that's the benefit of the internet. The guy was arrested in Thailand 3 years after we identified the first set of child porn. He was an English teacher, mainly working in South Korea, but in particular as well in Cambodia and Vietnam. As I think this is not so interesting, but finally the case was closed in 2008. As already mentioned, we have a serious obstacle in Germany today, which is due to the Constitutional Court decision from March 2010. Since then, IP addresses are no longer stored by the German internet service providers. So we cannot link the IP address to the identity of a user. And often, this is the only lead we got. In May 2009, a year before the court decision, we got information from Luxembourg that more than 3,000 German IP addresses were recorded on the internet server in Luxembourg, exchanging and downloading child porn images. At that time, the data were stored for 6 months, so we could identify more than 1,200 perpetrators and brought to justice. Only a week after the court decision, Interpol London sent us a German IP address captured in the UK. The person in question said that he has access to a child and always abused this child on weekends. We had no chance anymore to identify the abusers by the IP address. Since the decision of the Constitutional Court has passed, we got no answers from our internet service providers in more than 600 child porn cases. Before concluding, I'd like to mention another problem for us. As the IP address is mostly a German problem, law enforcement worldwide is facing on the internet mainly technological challenges. In particular, when it comes to the worst pedophiles. Interpol is calling them close traders, experts, or VIP, very important pedophiles, because they are very advanced, using latest technology and special security software to hide their identities and what they are doing. A very high percentage of those are frequent child abusers. They are exchanging the worst and violent child porn images you can think of. And they are talking about their experiences and future plans to like-minded persons. To give you just 2 simple examples from such a board which we were able to crack. We learned about a perpetrator who declared that he likes to have sex with children, boys and girls, aged between 0 and 6. The 20-year-old hardcore pedophile could be identified and arrested in close cooperation with our British colleagues in the UK. He had abused his 3-month-old baby until he was arrested. In Germany, we could arrest the man who sexually exploited his own kids and offered his 3-year-old son for money to others. Finally, he planned to kidnap a 7-year-old girl. She should be abused for an entire week and afterwards murdered. The guy was sentenced last year in September for 11 years in prison with the following preventive detention. There is always be a tension between freedom rights and effective law enforcement. I gave you a snapshot of the dark side of the internet. And I believe the police has to have the possibilities to track down these abusers because they have threatened the most valuable goods we have, our children. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for this really not very heiter, in German you would say heiter, funny topic. Thank you for your patience. I would like now to call on stage Somaly Mam and Sina. Sina is a survivor who was saved from the Somaly Mam Foundation. And please, Stephanie, you come up to, and Herr Mutschke, bitte kommen Sie auch nochmal zu mir up on stage. And then I want to open 2 questions to the public. So, welcome Sina from Cambodia, please. Sina? Oh, dann setzen wir, genau, Sina. Sina, thank you for being with us, coming from Cambodia. It's wonderful that Somaly could bring you. How did you get in contact with the Somaly Mam Foundation? How did you find the house?
Because the first I met Sister Somaly because the first he come to help me.
How old were you when you met Somaly?
When I 14, so 14, yes, 14, come to 15.
How long have you been in the brothels in Phnom Penh?
2 years and a half.
And how did you get there? Have you been sold from?
Yes, I have. When I was 12 years old, I have been trafficked from Vietnam to Cambodia, and I have stayed in the brothel 2 years and a half.
And how did she get into the brothel scene? How did it happen?
Right. Yeah, sorry, this first time I talk my English, it's not understand to me. Let me know. Sorry.
No, it's very good.
It's my first time for me. Thank you. Yes, I have to be in the brothel 2 years and a half. So when I grow up, it's not from love. I grew up from fighting. You know, I don't have to right to eat because the donor in the brothel sometimes they to want me get a lot of client, 20, 13 a day. When I cannot get a client, I don't have the food to eat. Just I eat the chili, and they fight me a lot. They feed me a lot. So I grow up. It's not for love, so fighting. But today I'm here because of my sister Somaly. I don't have my sister Somaly. I don't have today. Maybe I die already one day in the brothel. But now I can speak English. I can to share about my story, share about the victim. For you know about the victim. Thank you, my sister Somaly. Thank you so much.
Cheese.
Somaly, what can you do to save the soul? Because it's not only, as you said, physically saving, getting out of brothel, feed, teach, and everything, and give medical care. But what can you do emotionally to heal at least a part of the wounds? How does that work? I mean, you're one person, but you save more than 7,000 girls, I believe.
First of all, I'm not one. I'm not alone. I have my team in Cambodia, who great team working with me. And then, you know, I think everything just follows your heart. Just follow your heart. But I remember when I meet Sina, she first come. We first saved her because we saved Sina from the brothel. She had been locked in the brothel. And I remember that she had here in the head here, she was all the blood come up. So I tell my staff, bring her first to the center, and then we had to clean her. And then when she get I think maybe she get no more pain, you know, she wake up and then she try to broken the TV, she tried to beating all the girl in the center. And my staff called me that she don't speak Khmer, she's Vietnamese, and then right now she broken all the TV and everything, and we even don't have much food, and she tried broken everything. And I understand. I tell my staff that don't worry, I will going to meet Sina. So first time when I meet her, I don't speak Vietnamese, she don't speak Khmer at all. We just sit in front of each other and look at her. I hold her hand. I tell her that I love her, and if she want to broken anything more, she can. Because I know that she feel angry. She's not happy because she's been trafficked to Cambodia. She's not speaking Cambodian at all. But the Cambodian country make her very painful. So I tell her that I understand perfectly. If you want to break more, break. If you want to hitting the people, hitting me, don't hitting the girl because they are victim like her. And she looked at me, so we're talking, and she talked to me in Vietnamese. I can't understand her at all. She don't understand me too, right? And we just hold each other, and then after when I leave, Sina get better. And the center tell me she get better. But 1 week later, she make again problem. So she's 14 years with me. She make my hair white.
You don't have white hair, Somaly. I can see that. Stephanie, as you're working with innocence and danger, what is your experience? What can one do? Because if I understand it rightly, the kids that are exploited by pictures or videos shown in the internet, they get sort of exploited 2 times. Yeah. Not only the time when the film has been done, but then again, they experience this total loss of control when those pictures circulate all over the world in the internet. What can you do to help those kids later to heal those wounds? What are you offering them?
Well, I think the most important thing about it is we as a society and a global society have to update our reality. We have to learn to understand that these people are out there. They are not stopping anywhere. And the link between all the international, like the Cambodian cases or our country, is we have perpetrators here. We have perpetrators who go into chats with those kind of girls we just saw in the chat. We have perpetrators who sit here and they abuse probably their own child. You have to understand that the phenomenon of child abuse has a very it's like how do you say Zucht. It has a very addictive side to it. So you start with a normal picture of a sexual child abuse, and then this is not enough for you anymore. And then you start probably looking at more pictures or at films, and then it starts. This is not enough. Then you start.
What you're saying is that the fact that the consumption in the internet gets so easy and that you abundantly get served with these pictures and videos, that it drives the need for more.
Yes, so and then it's probably not so easy anymore. Then they travel to Cambodia and they buy children for sex. You know, this is a global phenomenon. This is not we can't divide that, and we have problems here. The children worldwide need grown-ups who listen, because it is very hard to listen to a child who tries to tell you. They show signs, they do, but normally a grown-up, if your child comes up to you and says, you know, that guy, probably you like that guy because he's taking care of your child or something, and tries to tell you this, you would probably not be the first who says, yes, of course, I believe you. You would try to sort of reject that idea. That's the biggest problem. So we need grown-ups who finally listen to children, to understand that it is happening every day, every hour, in every social society, in every milieu. And then we need people from the internet and the community who do invest in peer-to-peer education programs, in various fields to inform and to educate the young people to learn how to handle the internet. For example, we need very important. You look at this, what Mr. Mutschke said before, and you see he's in prison for 3 years. He has been actually literally killing children, not only 1, 3 or 4, or I don't know many, killing
Somaly
in
just
her
said
soul.
that she knows the men, right?
Yeah, of course, we are in Asia and we work also in Thailand. You know, 3 years is not fair, right? He raped a lot of kids. He has to be, in Cambodia, our law, if you rape the kid under age, it means like under 16, you face with the jail of 50 years old to 20 years old. Sina, she's the one who has been abused first by the foreigner. Our little girl, the one who I told you about HIV/AIDS, her first client is Italian. She had been abused. She's 4 years old. She had been abused by also a foreigner. She have HIV/AIDS now, and they just go to the jail like in Cambodia 6 months, and then after they leave, I don't know where they. That is not fair. We have to follow the law. It's like if they have to punish them like 30 years or 50 years, 20 years, we have to. And we have to count one by one. In Miami, one pedophile come in Cambodia. The pedophile come in Cambodia, abuse our girl 12 and 10 years old, 3 of them. it's not easy for us because that time I don't know bill, I don't know state, and I don't speak English. We have to follow up. So the government, the state government, they are very strongly. So 5 years later, we identified the guy. Right now, he's in the jail for 32 years. Because we count the kid. We count one is 10, one is 10, one is 10. So we have to double. If he raped 20, okay, he can die in the jail. Because rape one time, you can kill the people. And talking about the kid, a lot of the kids, when they have been abused, they can't talk. You know, our work, my work, is empower the survivor to become the part of solutions. She's the leader, she's the co-director of the Voices for Change. Yeah. We empower them because no one come to talk to you. I was in Texas, I give a talk. Later on, I had 3 kids come to me and talk to me about her abuse. She's been abused. No one, she can talk to no one. She just come to talk to me because I'm like her. So that is a great point.
Yeah, and to give you an example how it goes in Germany, it's actually not very long ago. There was a father. It was in Berlin. He was accused for actually abusing his second child. So he already abused his first child, and he said, "Yeah, I abused this child 245 times," and he also said he did that. And then he was sentenced for 1 year of Bewährung, which is
it's not in prison, but
not
it's
in
outside,
prison, and 1,000 euros of fine, which is, you know, he abused, the father abused his own child, the second child, for 245 times. He got 1,000 euro penalty. I mean, this is what we face in our work, what I face in my work in different cases all the time. Sometimes it's not only the laws, they do exist, but they are not being applied. And this is a big, big problem also in our country.
Herr Mutschke, I would like to know from you if you can understand the fact that those privacy concerns that made it for the FDP now more important to say don't store the IP addresses anymore. Can you understand this privacy concern? Is it, as a matter of fact, a problem that you could check everything I do in the internet, or can you follow this, or why do they do it this way? Sorry, my English is gone.
It's always difficult because normally the politicians are passing the laws and the police will apply the laws. So this party is very much in favor of the freedoms of the data, and it is difficult if you would like to bring those guys to justice and you have no opportunity to identify them by IP address in the internet, and you know that the IP address is basically the only lead you have.
Could you abuse it? I mean, is there the concern that somebody else could come and
well, normally, you know, there are a lot of possibilities what you can put in place. First of all, those data are not stored at our agency. They are stored by the ISP, by the service provider. You can have to have a prosecutor in place, that the police will ask the prosecutor or a judge, and then the judge will say it's okay, you can have the data. But this means that you need data retention prior to this, and they are against the data retention, and that's the problem. You know, even the Constitutional Court said that the police should have the opportunities to link the IP address to the guys. And now we are waiting for the new law, and I'm very positive that the Minister of Interior and the Minister of Justice find a good compromise.
Well, we do hope so too. I would like for the very end to open the discussion to the floor. If there's some questions, please. To Somaly maybe, or to Mr. Mutschke. Christiane?
Stephanie, you said the laws we have in many cases are not being applied, and obviously everybody here, I guess, is shocked about the period of time these people get away with, and the fine. Do you have any idea or explanation why the existing law is not being applied? whose interest is behind that, and what's the reason why the law is not applied in a much more appropriate way?
I don't know. I've been searching for that answer since those past years. One of the explanations I have is, especially in Germany, we come from in the sort of 70s, early 80s, from a very, very liberal attitude, which actually said was pro-sexual acting with children, not children and children, no, grown-ups and children. And this was even applied into the Deutsche Bundestag, who wanted to get rid of the law which says child sexual abuse is a crime. This is one explanation for me. This is not very long ago. We tried and like to hide the whole phenomenon, sexual abuse of children. Nobody likes to hear it. It is a very horrible topic, that's true. And nobody likes to face it from day to day. But it is reality. And especially now with new media, where so many gates and doors have opened to new ways of getting material and acting globally, we have to start thinking about what is happening and facing it, even if it hurts. I mean, otherwise, I don't have an explanation why those laws, which are actually existing, are not applied. People don't like to talk about it. I remember when I started working many years ago, and I asked some people, could you probably give me a donation for 500 euros or so? And the people from companies said, okay, I'm going to give you 500 euros, but please don't mention my company. This is how it was, and I uplived this. And we've come a long way, but there's still a very, very long way to go.
This is very shocking because 1,000 euros fine is almost an invitation, isn't it?
The men at the back. Do you have a microphone, or can you speak up loud?
My question is to Somaly. Thank you. I wonder if, from your experience, why do you believe that men do this? Why do you understand this motivation for them to engage in this man's life? Why do men do it?
Why do men do it? You have to ask a question to the man, why he do it. Because I also, when we arrest, last time we arrest one Germany and one Japanese. And I asked also the question to him, why you do it. I can understand from the Asia way, but I can't understand from the European or I say white skin way, right? From Asia, from Cambodia, because they have one thing. I don't know it is a culture or not. In Asia, in Cambodia, if the man have sex with the virgin girl, it make him white skin, good luck, long life, and then also it's a kind that they believe that can heal HIV/AIDS. That is in Cambodia and Asia. But about the foreigner, I can understand it because you know why? You all have been educated for a long time. Your mother, your family, you have very warm family. You have not much problem that we have the problem in Cambodia. So I would like also to ask the question why too. Why they make it and why they come to Cambodia, why the poor country like us. And then talking about this case, I remember that I started to talk in 1994, talking about my life, every single one, when they meet me, they say, who are you? Because they know that I married with my husband. I have no face to say I was in the brothel. And I start my NGO in 1994, I start alone, by my own, talking and talking and talking and talking. Everyone tell me, Somaly, it's so heavy. I don't want to hear that, it's so heavy for me. I run away, I don't want to hear that. And I look at them and say, how about us? We survive it. So just get aware because today it's happened to me, to the girl, to Cambodia. But look at today. Today it's happened around the world. The traffic is not just Cambodia. It's also happened in the United States. It's happened in Europe. But it's still like awareness is not easy. Getting the people involved is not easy because no one want to be. You know, sometimes we go to have the meeting at the daytime talking about trafficking. At the nighttime, I saw the same man in the brothel because I am the people who work underground. Every day you can see me in the brothel. I have a man, he's my friend. He's work in UN, but he's the one who helping, supporting me. The first time because he saw me at the daytime in the house, he asked me, "Did you are prostitute? You are who? Who you are? You stay always in the brothel. You are around." Because I'm an underground, and then I saw them.
One last question, Lisa.
Hi, my name is Lisa. I'm 19 years old, and I'm standing here. On one hand, I'm just shocked of what I just heard and all the facts and the experience that you just shared with us. But on the other hand, I'm also amazed and just touched by the two of you sitting here and sharing this with us. And I believe it's so powerful that you're actually saying this to us. And I don't want to leave this room and say, yeah, it was so shocking, terrible, and then just go on and live my life. But I would actually like to do something or to help. And I just like to ask Frau Guttenberg and the two of you, what can me and all of us sitting here do to actually help the girls that are being trafficked, the girls and boys? Is it money that we have to donate, or is it that we should travel there and help and speak to them? What can we do that is actually helping them?